Hello. Welcome to the stream. Audio check. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, anyone who's in the chat, let me know if it's not loud enough for you, and I can turn it up a little bit more. But I hope you guys are doing okay. I I had a very long day at work, which, you know, of course was my doing. So today's scheduled start time was 3 o'clock, and it is 4 o'clock. And that is going to happen in the future. So all of my stream times are approximate, but we're here now, so I'm just gonna start doing my kombucha thing. If you have any questions, I'm gonna have my chat room open over here in the kitchen. And yeah, so we're just gonna hang out and talk about stuff because it's really not gonna take very long to make the kombucha at all. So anyway, if you're here, I appreciate it. And I don't know if you've watched the stream before during any of these kombucha days, but making kombucha is pretty straightforward when you have it, like, when you've done it for a really long time. And I have. You want to come on the stream, Rusty? Come here. Oh, there's my doggo. What was I saying? Kombucha. Please don't rub up against my microphone. Kombucha is really easy to make. It's basically just really sweet tea, and then you let it sit on the counter at a warm temperature for a couple weeks, and then it ferments with a live culture in it. But I have all kinds of information about kombucha on a very specific page that I was trying to get my bot to do an alert for me, and I haven't been able to figure it out yet. So let me just get the link for you. So for anybody who wants to know more about kombucha and wants a step-by-step written down tutorial of what it is that I'm doing today, you can follow along at that link. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get started. And if you've never had kombucha before, this is what it looks like when you drink it. This is a berry flavored one. It's very cloudy and viscous looking, but it's full of beneficial probiotics, and that's why people drink it. It's high in antioxidants. It's also like a healthier alternative to soda, if you will. But I drink it because it tastes really good. And I am getting really high on the yellow here. So hold on just a second. Let me turn this down. Just in case. Yeah, but it's tasty. If you haven't tried it before, the stuff you buy in the store is very different than the stuff that you make at home. So just be aware of the fact that if you like it so much that you want to make it at home, you're probably gonna, like, notice a difference as soon as you start brewing it yourself. Obviously I like store-bought stuff less. Otherwise I wouldn't have started making it myself. But I'm gonna start by sanitizing all my equipment. And I'm just doing that by adding vinegar to everything and then swooshing it around. Oh no, this one doesn't have a top on it. I hate when that happens. Where did the top go? See, I was playing around with, and all these are missing things too. I was playing around with a different size bottle. And they weren't working very well. So I ended up taking the top from one of them and putting them on another one. And it worked temporarily, but then obviously I don't have enough caps for all the other ones. So that's not going to work out in the end. I'm not sure how often you're supposed to replace these swing top caps, but they won't last you forever. So obviously, see, these ones don't have the little orange things on them either. Obviously nothing lasts forever, so I would say I should probably start replacing these in the future, just because you want to make sure that they don't get rusty and they keep a tight seal. Part of the reason why you bottle them a second time is so that you can make them carbonated. And if you don't have a tight seal on the bottle, you're basically just doing it for nothing. So now that I'm down 2 bottles, I have to go grab a mason jar too, in order to have enough. Usually when you're doing 1 gallon, this amount, 1 more bottle, 6 bottles is typically how much you would get out of it. But I have a tendency to add a little bit more water to mine, so I get like 8 bottles out of it at a time. Which clearly, if you're going to go through all of the hassle of making kombucha, you want to maximize the output as much as you can. And you can obviously use mason jars to make kombucha, but it won't always carbonate. Depends on how sweet something is. So like the traditional way to flavor kombucha is just to add a bunch of fruit to it after its initial fermentation period, which you can do in a mason jar without fear of it exploding. Oops. See, it doesn't even seal really well with these caps on it. But if you want it to be carbonated, you have to make sure that it's a really good seal. And then I need 1 more hole. Oh my bigger. Okay, so my next step is to take the SCOBY out of the jar. And this is actually my favorite part. Here's Mr. Jar. Or Lady Jar, whatever. Here's the jar. And this has only been sitting for 2 weeks because I don't like it to be super, 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 super sour. The longer you let it ferment, the more it turns into vinegar. And that's not really why I drink it. Like a lot of people drink it, that fermented. Ew, gross. But I would prefer to drink something that tastes really good and has some health benefits than to drink something that's terrible. Look at how foamy that is. Oh my gosh. So this could definitely ferment for another week and still have a lot of carbonation in it. But I'm going to go ahead and bottle it now, and I'm not going to add any additional sugar to any of these bottles, because if I do, I run the risk of explosions happening. So considering how fizzy this is, I'm going to do my apple cider, or my apple cinnamon one in the jar, because the chances of the sugar from the apple juice making it explode are a lot less, because it won't be secured as tightly with that type of lid. So, just sanitize my thing here. Hi, Rusty. What are you barking for? Oh, cat's moving around in the other room. How dare she? So, for the apple cider, or the apple cinnamon kombucha, I'm going to basically put 4 ounces of apple juice in this jar because it's so big. And then I'm going to fill the rest of it up with the kombucha and then put a cinnamon stick inside. So we're going to do the apple juice last because we don't want to cross-contaminate the other containers. So we're probably going to add, let's see, 4 ounces is about half of a cup. So I have to make sure I leave that much space in the jar. And let me tell you, this stuff is really stingy if you have a lot of cuts all over your hands. Part of the appeal of kombucha is that it's high in acids, like apple cider vinegar, and you can definitely feel it on your skin. That's probably plenty. So if we go back and I have more kombucha and the juice doesn't go all the way up to the top of the jar, I'll just put more in later. But so now I'm going to fill the other jars. So the other types that I'm going to make today are elderberry and lemon ginger. So I'm going to do probably 3 elderberry because I like that one the most at this point. And then the rest of them in the lemon ginger. But both of these are really easy to make. And I'm going to do about 1 3/4 cups in each bottle. They're 16-ounce bottles, so technically you can do all 16 ounces in there. But I like to leave a little bit of space. You don't have to have 16 ounces of kombucha in a sitting. In fact, back in the day when everybody first started making kombucha at home and drinking it and stuff, in America anyway, doctors were very suspicious of it. And they're like, you should only drink 4 ounces a day or it could hurt you. Which, clearly if that were the case, companies like GT's and Kavita would not be in business. Kombucha is a huge, huge industry. If you go to the health food store, you'll find like 1 billion different kinds. Actually, I might only need 1 more bottle. Let's see how much is left here. You want to make sure that you save at least 1/2 cup for your next batch. So I'll measure that out and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay. We'll make the last one too. Perfect. I told myself a long time ago that I was going to start making larger jars of the kombucha so that I could just take a bunch of it to work with me and share it with other people, but I still haven't gotten into the habit of that yet. So I still have a lot left over. So I'm just going to basically go through and fill up each of these jars a little bit more. But not all the way to the top. Until I have the right amount. And I think I have a little bit more than 1/2 cup, so I'm just going to stop there. Should be plenty. Okay. So that is that. I don't think I need this anymore. So, to make the newer batch kombucha, I have my old tea, and I have new tea. I have 4 cups of water in which 4 tablespoons of black tea have been steeped. and then strained, and then a cup of sugar has been added to it until it dissolved. And it's been sitting here cooling off. And now what I'm going to do is just pour it into Rusty. Hey. No. No barking, please. Thank you. He's just going to do it from the other room. You thought I had a well-behaved dog for a second, I bet. He's not a well-behaved dog. I mean, he's a good boy and everything, but he's not well-behaved. Okay. So, at this point, you're going to add 8 to 10 cups of water. And I just eyeball it. This is a gallon-sized jar. And that's a good amount for me. So I'm just going to stir it up. And now I'm going to test the pH level. So one thing about kombucha, like I said, is that it's very acidic. And you also want to make sure that it has an acidic environment in order to cultivate itself. If it's not within the right pH range, mold can start to develop on top of it, and you don't want that. So right now we're sitting at around a 5. We want it to be the 3 or 4 range. So we're going to add a tablespoon of white vinegar, and we're not going to use the stuff we used originally. We're going to use new vinegar. And I don't usually have to add any more than that, but we're going to stir it and then see what it is. It's still at or around 5. You guys, Norton is trying to update my computer. I don't want you. Go away. So it's definitely closer to 5, but I'm not going to add any more because when I add this, it's going to be pretty close. So we've got that. And I need this for the apple juice. But then at this point, I'm just going to add the top layer of this slimy stuff that I had in it before. So this is a SCOBY, and a SCOBY is basically where all of the kombucha stuff lives, the live cultures. It's not alive itself, it's basically its little house. And we're just going to put this back on top, and we're going to throw the other one away, because I don't like having a lot of them in there. It just made this squeaking noise when I squeezed it. Some people make beauty products out of SCOBYs. I have a friend at work who keeps telling me I should learn how to do it. These little tendrils on the bottom here are all yeast. And those are little oxygen bubbles. Ugh. It's actually grossing me out. So I'm going to stop. And I'm just going to put this in there too. And that is that. So, now that that's all set, I'm going to go ahead and flavor my kombuchas. We'll wipe down the outside of the jar to make it less gross. And during the summer, just letting it sit in a darker room, like the corner of your kitchen or something, is perfectly fine. You don't want it to get too cold or too hot, and you definitely don't want any sun to shine on it. But pretty much anywhere else is sufficient in the summer. In the winter, you want to make sure that it's heated, but not like warmed. So you want to make sure that it's in like a warmer room, just so that it stays like above 65 degrees in the jar. And you can get one of those like aquarium thermometers that goes on the outside of some glass, just so that you can see what the temperature actually is inside. Hey Zeus, how's it going today? I was just telling everybody that in the summer you don't really need to worry about where you put your kombucha, so long as it's kind of warmish and you don't leave it out in the sun. I was also talking earlier about how I didn't leave work until 3 o'clock, so that's why I started so late. And I'm pretty beat. But this is the only thing that I have to do today because of all those meals that I cooked on Monday. I don't have to do anything other than eat. And I actually do want to still use the treadmill because I'm one of those crazy people. But yeah. Busy trying to get a hotel booked, but Hampton Inn has some stupid if you're not 21 you can't check in policy. Comfort Inn saves the day. Those are stupid policies. Don't they know that like teenagers 18, 19 would like to go places? That's really dumb. You know, that's kind of similar to how you have to have like you have to be 21 in order to rent a car, or 25, something like that. Did you know that? So I've decided that on the fuller ones, I'm going to make the elderberry kind because elderberries aren't really sugary, so it shouldn't affect the whether or not the bottles explode. And this time I'm actually going to do a half a teaspoon. Last time I think I did a quarter and it wasn't. This is what this is. And it's barely flavorful. It actually kind of just tastes like apple juice, which is not what elderberries taste like. My mom on the phone. He can go hold a gun and go to war, but he can't check into a hotel. Yep. Did she put them in their places? Or did they still say no? Did you like my mom impression? I'm not a mom, and I don't plan on being one. I'm not mom material. I'd probably be one of those moms that they have TV movies about. Nobody wants that. Yeah, they still said no. That's why we went to the very accommodating Comfort Inn and got $10 off per night there. Well, that's good. At least it worked out. Actually, I do need my funnel still. Oh, look at that. Actually, I guess I'm gonna do 3 lemon gingers and 2 elderberries. You sound nothing like my mom. Good. Was she a little bit more aggressive than that? So I'm just gonna do a tablespoon of lemon juice. Actually, I'm gonna do 2. I'd like it to be tangier. Usually I just do 1. Okay. But other than that, is like all your vacation stuff taken care of? And then for the ginger, I'm using dried ginger root. And I'm just going to put a 1/4 teaspoon in each jar bottle thing. I've used fresh ginger before, but I didn't like it very much. It was just too spicy. Come on. Zeus says, yeah, I think we got everything taken care of. Good. I don't think we really have any other plans to go anywhere else this year. MVP's family is coming to visit in September, but we're not really going anywhere. Zeus says, need to get in touch with Evil and Starbit to see if they want to have dinner. Join us while we're one day in Hershey Park. Yeah, that would be fun. I'm sure they would love that. Work, work, work. Okay. So last one. Because I am doing a jar, still no news on the Newport trip. I have no idea. She was talking about wanting to do it when her family comes, but I mean, you can't really plan that far in advance. I mean, we could, but we could probably go down, just the two of us at some point, just for the day, because it's like 2 hours, I think. So we'll just have to work in a time. She wants to do some like fun New Hampshire touristy stuff because she hasn't done a whole lot of that. Like go to the lake. I told her Weir's Beach is pretty fun, so we're gonna work some of that stuff into the summer. But going to Newport is definitely something that she wants to do too. Perfect. So I added 1 cinnamon stick and 4 ounces of apple juice to the jar, and that's it. Wipe it off. You know a place? Do you mean Santa's Village? Is that your jam? Was that the place that you liked to go? Or was it Canopy that you're gonna talk about? She's already been to Canopy. She wants to do more things she hasn't done before. So yeah, when you're done, you just put your jars in like a cupboard or a box or something, and then you let them sit for 3 days, and then you start popping them. But that's it. Lost River Gorge, that's a pretty good one. My family and I used to go there when I was little, but I don't really, yeah. I'm a bit skeptical about going on Untamed. Is that a ride? I'm not familiar with that one. So that's my stream. Zeus, are you going to be around tomorrow for the cookbook stream? I didn't pick any recipes yet. That's the big coaster at Canopy. I've never been on it. So when I was a teenager, the big roller coaster at Canopy was the corkscrew, and they also had the wooden one, Yankee Cannonball. Oh, you're in Canopy tomorrow. Cool. I don't know what I'm making yet. So, I was going to ask your opinion about what you might want to see, but you won't be here, so oh well. The wooden one is like one of the last wooden roller coasters in the country, so you should definitely go on it while you're there. I remember going on it, and it was fun, but I can't do roller coasters anymore because of my back. You see the dog. Hi. What's up? So, just so you guys know, I have not finished the show notes for yesterday or Monday's stream because I was looking for the original recipe that I based the butter chickpeas off of, and I can't find it. So I'm just going to type my recipe out and then type the other recipes out too. But the video is already embedded and everything like that, so that shouldn't take me too long. And tomorrow is supposed to be cookbook night, but we'll see what I end up doing. I'd really like to do some baking, so I might do that instead. We'll see. Oh, is it really? I had no idea. What was the name of the one in Texas? Gosh. rattlesnake or something like that. The Rattler. I think it was the Rattler. MVP really likes that one. What? You want to come up here? Come here. Come here. You have to come here. You say hi, Zeus. Oh, gosh. You're so uncomfortable. I'm sorry you don't want to be held, but you want to be on the camera. Is that any better? No, I didn't think so. Do you see yourself on the screen? Do you see yourself? I don't think you do you? You have no idea that you're on there. Shit. What are you doing? Why? And now you guys know what his face looks like while he freaks out. Hey. Hey. What? Can I have a kiss? No? Okay. I'm gonna put you down. Yeah, I know. Here you go. No barking! Stop! Stop. Go lay down. Go lay down. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna be back on Twitch. I know this lady's crazy. I really think that he's barking at something outside. I mean, I can't see myself, but he did like do this, like to look around the laptop. So I don't know. Anyway, I am gonna stream tomorrow, hopefully. It is supposed to be cookbook night, and I am supposed to be making something out of the No Meat Athlete cookbook. So I will probably do that. I don't know what yet, but I will look into the cookbook tonight, pick a recipe, and I will let everybody know on Twitter. If you watched today and you thought it was a cool stream, or you want to hang out again, I would appreciate any following on Twitch or on Twitter, and that way you'll know. You'll catch the other side. Oh, thank you. But yeah, just a laid back stream, hanging out, making kombucha, and we'll do it again in 2 weeks. And we should come up with some sort of game to play while we're making kombucha, because explaining it over and over again, I mean, nobody's gonna come. Like, I want it to be like a hangout while I make kombucha. Maybe I should be eating snacks at the same time. I don't know. I thought the snacking stream went pretty well, actually. Maybe I should make a habit of that. Kombucha stream / snack review stream. I'm also going to start making some characters and things to play games with on the stream. See, it was a fun stream. Yeah. If you guys ever have any suggestions for things you want to see, be sure to let me know. You can either like say it in chat, or you can leave me a comment on the blog, whatever. And I still haven't got my bot working because I don't know what I'm doing. Otherwise, I would link to it right now. But like, here's a link to the kombucha page, and you just go to the home and you can comment on whatever blog post you want. But yeah, thank you for hanging out, and it was nice talking with you, Zeus, and have fun at Canopy tomorrow. And I'll probably see you later in MVP's chat and in various other places like Discord and things like that. So thanks, Zeus. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you later, and goodbye.